2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, on the sidelines as well. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You take a look at the Cavaliers, third best record here in the early going. And, of course, the Heat tied up with them.
And right now for Miami, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
Well, they were in everyone's crosshairs, and they've actually outperformed some of those predictions. That is not easy to do with a target on your back.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The big men on the floor for them, Mobley and Allen. The highly skilled guard pair of Garland and Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the 3. And for the Heat, out in the wings for him, it's Powell and Wiggins. In the post, it's Jovic and Adebayo. And it's Mitchell in at the point. And like everyone else, GA, I'm looking forward to the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, we have a pair of the best centers in the NBA. Points in the paint will be a key number tonight.
Well, when you look at the footwork and the physicality, Adebayo is a challenging matchup defensively.
First one falls for him. You know, the Heat play in a glamour market, but Tim, Adebayo's game is all about substance.
Well, he has been the heart and soul of this team for a long time. A former mid-first-round pick, and he has turned himself into an all-star.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, thanks. The Heat knew they needed to add more shot creation, and this summer, they went out and got just that, acquiring Norman Powell, coming off an all-star caliber season with the Clippers, and doing so without giving up much draft capital in return, or even a starter. That has to be considered a home run for the Heat.
A terrific addition. Shams Charania with the report. Hey, Shams, thanks. Shot clock at 3. Elbow shot is on the way. The shot by Adebayo, no good. And so it's Mobley now who brings it up for Cleveland. Pass to Hunter, beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Jovic. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Fires the 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Adebayo.
Adebayo trying to involve his teammates, but he is an impressive passer for his position.
Now Mitchell. This game he had 28 points. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Eric Spoelstra and I got a chance to catch up for a bit. We discussed his plans for defending Donovan Mitchell, and he told me for as quick and athletic as Mitchell is, we can't allow him to get downhill. No free runs in the open court, no clear lanes to the bucket. And he added, that's not as easy as it sounds, but that is our goal. Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that.
Bam moves so well for his size. He really makes it look easy in the way he can break down a defender.
Cleveland moving the ball around. Pass to Mitchell from past the arc. They get it back. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And his teammates love this. When Allen is aggressive trying to score, really puts pressure on the opposing defense.
Greg, last season, the Cavaliers with 64 wins. That's the third most in franchise history.
But crushing disappointment, then losing in the second round. They knew they'd be criticized and acknowledged they need to be tougher mentally.
The Heat making a switch here. Ware's checked in. Now, here's Mobley. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Count the basket.
Dribble penetration is what Garland's all about, and he's a great decision maker on the move.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Powell outside. Mitchell sets the screen for Powell. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Ware. 6 to shoot. No good with the triple. Cleveland's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Garland, that's for 2. A miss that time would have put him up.
The players avoid taking mid-range shots these days. It's almost like the threes are easier for players to get.
Here's Powell. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Garland kicks to Mobley. Pass to Hunter. Now, here's Garland. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. They now take the lead.
A superb pass from Garland. He's all for setting up his teammate.
Now, here's Adebayo. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Shoots over Mobley. Miami no good on that time either. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Cavaliers lead by 2. Live from Miami, you're watching 2K Sports. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Well, it's hard to get stops in this league with so much talent offensively. I love what they are doing right now.
Jaime Jaquez is out there with Fontecchio. Then it's Khalil Ware. Then there's Jonas. And it's Powell in at the shooting guard position. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Ball, the pass to Mitchell. Back to Ball. Fires for 3. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
And all the credit goes to the defender. Very hard to contest threes without fouling.
Pass to Ware. There's a good screen. Launches it. Not going to fall. Starting off slow. He misses his first 3 from the floor. Here's Mitchell. Guarded by Powell. That 3 off the mark. Miami trailing. And last season, the Heat with their worst finish in a decade. Greg, it was surprising.
Well, the Jimmy Butler saga hung over the middle part of the season. The team's best player had 1 foot out the door even before they traded him. So now this team pivots towards that younger core.
And it's Fontecchio missing. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Tyson. Jaquez defending. Nance a screen. Wade outside. Here's Tyson. A 3-pointer off the mark. Heat have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Powell with the bounce pass. Here's Jonas. Miami no good on that time either. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thank you, guys. Bam Adebayo is now the Heat's all-time leader in double-doubles. Bam said, I want to be #1 in some, if not all of these categories. I just have to keep improving and keep chipping away. And then it's just focusing on getting these wins. Kevin?
Good priority. Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. Nothing offensively yet from them in the second quarter. The Heat beat them last time when these two teams met down in South Florida.
It was a loss last time they faced up against each other. A very tightly contested game that they felt they could have won.
Really tough to win in this league when your starters get into foul trouble like that. I thought it was the difference.
And some changes here for the Heat. Adebayo is checked in for Fontecchio. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Powell. And it's Mitchell in for Jonas. On defense, Miami. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Pass to Mobley from downtown. That's good, and it's Garland with the assist. Garland's got 3 assists in the game. On the wing, Wiggins. Back to Mitchell. Here's Ware. 3-pointer. Rebound, Donovan Mitchell.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Three-pointer. Miami grabs the miss. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And in that one, the backups came to play. Gave the team an infusion of points that just put them over the top.
Well, the bench changed the game. What a shot in the arm to this offense. That second unit was incredible.
The Cavaliers leading. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Pass to Allen. Back to Mitchell. Garland against Mitchell. Mobley. And another miss by Cleveland. Wiggins surveying the floor. Over Hunter. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Cleveland ahead. They lead by 2. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Welcome, everybody. It may be early on in the season, but not too early to take a full assessment of the Eastern Conference standings.
I think for the Cavaliers, it's still early, and we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but right now, they are easily the best team in the league.
Well, we knew they'd be good, but we didn't know they'd be this good. And next up, let's take a look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, who seem pretty well matched in their game.
Despite being the visitor, they've been in control. They've got an edge to their game. That can quiet a hostile crowd, Shaq.
Yeah, boos from the stands can be a motivator.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You often hear that the skill level in the league has never been higher, Greg, and some say this is the peak of the game. What do you think?
And I'll tell you this, Kevin, I'm not complaining. If the league can improve upon this, the sky is really the limit.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. The highly skilled guard pair of Garland and Mitchell. The big men on the floor for him, Mobley and Allen. And it's Hunter in at the 3.
Really good focus that time by Wiggins, and now the potential for an and one.
The number 1 overall pick back in 2014, Andrew Wiggins, certainly capable.
Elite length and athleticism. His shot creation is more good than great. He has that 2022 All-Star nod to his credit, and of course, a championship from that same season.
He throw good, Wiggins. And in 2028, Cleveland poised, GA, to welcome the WNBA's 16th franchise.
Reviving the name and branding of the Cleveland Rockers, one of the W's inaugural teams that folded back in 2003, soon back on stage after a quarter-century hiatus. Miami
with the ball, following the three-point attempt by Donovan Mitchell. Mobley with the block! And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mobley. Hunter against Wiggins. Floats it up for Adebayo. Stolen by Allen. Hunter against Wiggins. Now, here's Hunter. He's guarded closely. Shot clock at 6. Garland, the pass to Hunter. That's good, and it's Garland with the assist. Garland's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Mitchell. Still yet to score. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Pass to Adebayo. Misses from 15. The Cavaliers pull it in. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. Mobley kicks to Garland. Mobley sets the pick for Garland. Back to Mobley. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Mobley's got the lead up to 3 now for the Cavs.
With how well Garland scores in that pick and roll, the roller should always be open.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Miami Heat. Higgins outside. Powell outside. Again, the miss by the Heat.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Good on the bucket.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys.
Here come the Heat dancers, everybody. Let's get loud.
Khalil Ware's checked in for the Heat. Cleveland also making some changes. Tyson's checked in. And Ball subbed in for Garland. Powell outside. On the wing, Wiggins. Covered by Hunter. Mitchell wide open. That's in, coming off an assist from Adebayo. Adebayo's got 3 assists now in this one. For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. And after playing most of his career at the center spot, Greg, do you like Bam Adebayo playing power forward?
Oh, it's great. At 6'9", I felt like he was always undersized at the pivot, making up for it with his strength and toughness, but he has the mobility and the skill to play the 4 without question.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Going back a few years, Donovan Mitchell dealt with a lot of trade speculation. He said you don't realize how stressful it was until you're out of it. Now he says it's great to finally have that sense of peace. I love being in Cleveland, but there's more to be done. Back over to you.
On a mission for sure. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Now, Wiggins following the 3-point attempt by Donovan Mitchell. That evens the score. Wiggins has got 5 points in the quarter.
And slick play by Wiggins. I love when he gets creative with the ball.
Pass to Hunter. Over Wiggins. Again, the Cavaliers score.
Great opportunity, and he capitalizes.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Cavaliers lead by 2. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
Once we get the rebound, get to those corners, race for it, okay? What you're doing right now is you're making them have to defend.
Well, Eric pleading with his guys, Greg, to be faster and be sharper on the other team.
And if they do that, they'll be fine. Coach wants to tire the opposition out on defense.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. We've got Fontecchio. Norman Powell is out there with Jokic Jonas. Then there's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Ware in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group on the floor for Miami. We've seen some great competition in this one.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Good D by Mitchell.
Well, the defense was solid right there, but that's just a missed opportunity at the rim.
Here's Tyson. Jaquez defending. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Norman Powell. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Cavaliers.
Well, I've been impressed with the ball movement all game long. They're really looking to just make that extra pass.
Well, and how about the damage they've done attacking the basket? The defense has had no answers for how to slow them down in that area. I love the aggressiveness.
And the first one at the line is good, so both teams changing it up here. No good on the second free throw. And last season, the Heat trading away Jimmy Butler. Tim, that ended a memorable stretch with some terrific wins.
Yeah, playoff Jimmy emerged in South Beach, a trip to the finals in 2020 as a 5 seed, and again in 2023 as an 8 seed. Underdog runs that highlighted this team's competitive will.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Well, that is just real miscommunication there, sending it out of bounds.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Hunter's checked in. Here's Mitchell. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Now Allen. And here is Hunter. Allen, a screen on Mitchell. Oh, that is a big-time jam.
Flushed by Allen there. What I love about him, he's a center, and he's not trying to be a guard. He knows who he is.
The Heat trail by 4. And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. And now, Hallie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra said to the team. He told his guys to up their aggressiveness on the defensive end, saying this game is all about who can get stops right now. I need you guys to bring some more energy on defense. That's how we'll get this win. Guys?
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you. Rebounded by Allen inside. Greg, their offensive approach has been rock solid here.
And they're finding the weak spots in the D and attacking it.
Mitchell looking it over. Mitchell shucking off the contact.
Physical finish from Mitchell, a guy who has no problem playing through contact.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Miami Heat. They trail by 6. Now, Adebayo. The 8-footer, and they pick up the 2.
Well, Adebayo just stepped up at a critical point in this game. Tremendous amount of confidence.
Here's Hunter. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Allen with the screen for Hunter. Big time jam. He was ready to receive and deliver.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Now, here's Mitchell. Now, Adebayo. Mitchell outside. Adebayo with the screen for Mitchell. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Well, oftentimes illegal screens fall into a gray area, but that time he got called for it.
Now, here's Hunter. Mobley rising up and ripping down the 2-hand jam.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
I think the key here is to be careful about playing it too safely. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Mitchell against Garland. Outside Wiggins. Adebayo with the screen on Hunter. Clock at 6. They're unable to finish on the alley-oop. Ouch! Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. It's picked off.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
Yeah, anything they do at this point is going to be futile. Too little, too late.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Davion Mitchell. First personal foul. Second team foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Second personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting for Cleveland, Darius Garland.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. And the Heat call time here. They trail by 8. What do you think, guys?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
I can't wait to see what they draw up here and who they decide to go to.
For your Heat dancers, get loud!
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You know, give them credit for still battling here down the stretch, but I think it's too little too late.
Shooting for Cleveland, Evan Mobley. 2.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second, and that will put them up by 9.
Yeah, you'd like to convert them all, but that should still be enough to secure the win.
And so it's Cleveland winning this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.